How do I teach my elementary students about the meaning of stock? I'm Tasha Danielle, I'm founder of Financial Garden, and Financial Garden is a financial education company that teaches students kindergarten through 12th, educators, and adults how to win with money. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you all how I break down the meaning of stock to my elementary students in 5 simple steps. A lot of parents ask me all the time, what age should I begin teaching my children, I was about to say students, when my students are children, about investing. According to the national standards, 4th graders should begin understanding the basics of investing. Now, keep in mind, investing is more than the stock market. There's real estate. There's so much more to investing than just thinking about the stock market. So for parents watching, when they're trying to think of like, should I tell my 2nd grader about investing? You can, but according to national standards, it really should begin in 4th grade. Now, in Financial Garden, we began teaching elementary students in 3rd grade about investing. First thing that we teach elementary students is, number 1, what a business is. Now, a business is a person or people who are providing a product or service in exchange for money. Now, products or services, those terms are actually used with my students. And I explain to them that a product would be someone selling t-shirts, food, such as brownies, bracelets like Amina and Amina's Bracelets, a Kidpreneur Story, a Financial Garden elementary book to teach students about owning their own business. Or it could be making artwork and selling that, right? So those are products. And then I explain to them, services would be cutting someone's hair, cutting the line, doing someone's hair, things like that. You're doing something for someone, you're providing a service. So once I define what a business is, I want to get students involved and give me examples of what a business is. So when I ask for examples, people are still stuck at this point. So I go, okay, an example of a business is a barbershop. Can you name a barbershop? What about a grocery store? So they begin to think, and then I start getting answers. So once I get them involved, every student gives me an example of what a business is, or a business that they are aware of. Then we move on to number 2, which is asking who keeps the money in a business. Now, this is a trick question because obviously if you are going into a store, or when you see someone who's providing a service of cutting grass or whatever, the person who gets the money is keeping the money for that time being. But who truly gets to keep the money is the owner. So that is what I want to break down for students. It's not just the cashier at the grocery store. It's not just the beautician that got the money for doing your hair. It's not the person who got the money for cutting the grass. It's truly the owner that gets to keep the money, right? That person that got the money could just be an employee. So when I ask them who keeps the money, they say cashier. And then I say, okay, well, what about everybody else in the store? There's a person who's putting the stuff on the shelf. How does he get money if the cashier gets to keep everything? And they go, oh, the manager. Even elementary students understand what managers are. They go, the manager gives them the money. So the manager really keeps the money. The cashier gives the money to the manager. I said, okay, well, the manager goes home with all this money at the end of the night. And that's when they're stuck. And I go, the manager keeps the money safe for the owner. So the true person or people who get the money, who get to keep the money, is the owner. And I explain it in that way is because I want them to understand the value of ownership. That is the key thing with understanding the stock market. How you get this money is because you are the owner. All right. So moving on to number 3 would be explaining responsibilities of being an owner. It's not just keeping the money, but owners have responsibilities such as making key decisions in the business. So I provide the example of a lemonade stand. If you were to own a lemonade stand, you would make the decisions on, along with your parents, because you are a kid, where is the lemonade stand going to be? Where am I going to market it? Meaning, where am I going to put the flyers? How much am I going to charge? How much money do I need to buy the products? This is all the decisions that an owner makes. They understand that. And then I go, now you have the decisions to make on, do I need help in paying someone to help me so I can have a really good lemonade stand? And they go, yeah. So I said, okay, you hire a friend. Now you're going to pay that friend. Say you're going to pay your friend Matt $10 for working the lemonade stand for the day. Now, if Matt's role is to collect the money, we already established in step 2 that he doesn't get to keep it and go home with the money. That's just his job. But you get the money at the end of the day. But what if you only made $10 in the lemonade stand? You still got to pay Matt that $10. As the owner, you made that decision to pay him $10 for the day. And even though the lemonade stand only made $10, he's going to get that $10. So you could be left with nothing, because that's a decision that you made to pay Matt that amount of money. So that's one of the examples that I give of making decisions in the business. And I provide different examples as well on decisions that they make. But I let them know that owners don't just get to keep the money. There's a lot of responsibilities that go along with being an owner. Now, at this point, I want to redirect them to business again, thinking about stores and companies. Now, I don't use the word companies and all of that stuff. I just want them to understand that it's a business, right? I'll eventually introduce companies and what that means. But right now, it's just products or services are sold. There's owners in this business, right? Okay, so now I want them in step 4 to start naming their favorite stores or restaurants, because I want them to get back engaged. Now, they love this part because they like to share where they like to shop, where their parents like to shop, because kids like to tell their business, all right? Let's just be real. So I get answers like Five and Below, Walmart, Target. Everyone's jumping and yelling their favorite store or restaurant, McDonald's, Target. And I go, great. Now moving into number 5 is, can you be an owner in one of these stores or restaurants? And they go, no. Let them say no. And I go, who do you think owns Target? They're like, I don't know. I'm like, okay. I tell them that I own a portion of Target. They're like, really? You get to keep all that money? Then why are you here teaching us? That is a common common response that I get. And then I explain to them that I am one of many owners in Target. And I explain to them that I am an owner because I own a share of stock. And I have them repeat share of stock with me. And I tell them that stock means ownership in a business. And they are still not understanding it. And I said, remember that owners, what do owners do? What do owners get? Owners get to keep the money, and owners, they have to make decisions, right? Now, when you are a shareholder, you actually can make key decisions in the business. Not key decisions, you get to vote on the key decisions in the business. But I want them to understand this, that this is what it means to be a shareholder and have a share of stock. And I explained that companies have they have so many shares of stock. I said, just think about the business being chopped into all these different pieces, and I am one of many owners. And that is how I conclude what it means to be a owner in a business, in a publicly traded business or company. But I don't explain it in that way. But I want them to walk away with understanding nothing else but owner and stock, because that's going to make more sense as I go into explaining the New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, stock prices, stock prices going up and down, how you actually make money from selling your stock. But I just want them to understand initially that owners, they get money from being an owner. They have the possibility of getting money from being an owner. Now, again, this is elementary students. Let me know what you think of this video by dropping some comments below, and be sure to subscribe to Financial Garden's YouTube channel and share this video if you care, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.